This is the third of 3 videos that cover the Consumer Experience or CX Standards, Guidelines and Checklist. This video discusses the CX Checklist. See the first video, CX Standards, for introductory material, helpful context, and a discussion of the CX Standards. See the second video, CX Guidelines, for a discussion of the CX Guidelines and in particular the key requirements and guidelines table associated with each guideline. The CX checklist is intended to help participants discover key requirements and recommendations. It is a list of the references appearing in Guidelines, Key Requirements and Guidelines tables. By working through the checklist, participants can systematically review the guidelines and corresponding requirements. The checklist lists guideline requirement references with a number of attributes. These include the type of participant involved, such as data holder, data recipient, or both. The requirement level, such as must, should, or may. The standards version in which the requirement was introduced, such as 1.4.0 or earlier. The date the requirement was introduced, such as 12th August 2020 or earlier. A link to the corresponding requirement in the rules or standards, such as CX accessibility standards. Active status of the requirement. The checklist ref column in the checklist table contains the reference identifier, corresponding to the wireframe identifier, the focus area number and the reference number in the Guideline Key Requirements and Guidelines table. For example, the authorization to disclose guideline identifier is 3AU. In the checklist, the first reference in the 3AU group has checklist ref 3AU.00.01. This corresponds to the first entry in the authorization to disclose default example wireframe's reference table. The CX checklist is a collection of the key requirements and guidelines tables from the CX guidelines. You can use it online on the CX checklist page. Alternatively, the checklist can be downloaded as a CSV file or as an XLSX file for viewing as a spreadsheet. The DSB provides the checklist as an aid to compliance. However, it is not a complete list and it remains the responsibility of the participant to ensure compliance. Thank you for participating in the Consumer Data Standards, CX Standards and Guidelines.